Episode 9 is said to have a number of twists and turns as well as surprises in this film by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of people are really looking forward to seeing in this movie is exactly how JJ is going to evolve the characters of Rey and Kylo Ren and exactly what paths they will go on in this movie, what Kylo Ren's endgame is, and exactly what Rey's goals are in Episode 9. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with a moment between both Kylo Ren and Rey that'll change everything within the Skywalker saga. Specifically, a description of both Kylo Ren and Rey inside of a large Jedi temple of some kind, where it's described to be a force bond between the two. The next goes over Kylo Ren next to Rey, reaching his hand toward her, eventually placing it on her cheek, and then on top of her head, where it's described that Kylo begins to demonstrate a force power that is inspired from what Jacen Solo used in Legends called flow walking. It's described that both Kylo Ren and Rey begin to have moments in which between the sequels and the originals are seen that were never seen before to the audience. It's said that Rey begins to learn this power after Kylo Ren shows her through the Force bond. A very similar scenario to the Hutt sequence in which she was also learning powers from Ben Solo. So, what's really intriguing about this, guys, in case you have no idea what flow walking really is, this is a power in Legends / the Expanded Universe that is no longer canon and was used by Jacen Solo, basically the old version of Ben Solo. You're essentially able to time travel and not able to interact and change the environment. You can interact with the environment, but you're not able to change history per se. So in this scenario, Kylo Ren is actually using this through a Force Bond sequence while they are inside of an ancient Jedi temple. Now, my take is that this is Rey inside of the Lost City, where her mission or her quest or adventure, whatever have you, eventually gets interrupted once again by Kylo Ren tuning in between the Force Bond sequence between both Kylo Ren and Rey. And this is where he shows her, through the power of the Force, the ways of course, flow walking. Now, this whole entire flow walking session shows both Kylo Ren and Rey moments in between the sequels and the original trilogy for a specific and unknown reason. Now, there are a number of things that they could explore in this sequence. It could be Ben Solo's childhood, it could have something to do with Luke Skywalker, maybe even Snoke for all we know, we're not quite sure. But nonetheless, we will be seeing moments in between the sequels and the original trilogy that will be shown to Rey through Kylo Ren's power. And what I find very intriguing about all of this is that through the Force Bond and through Kylo Ren, Rey is learning this new power of flow walking through Kylo in Episode 9. Just like in the Hutt sequence when they touched hands, Rey actually learned a whole lot more powers from Ben Solo that she was able to use later on in the film. So, looking at everything here in Episode 9, this is the thing that we do know, is that J.J. Abrams is going to be doing a lot of crazy and wild things in this movie. And whether or not that's going to be a good or a bad thing is a big question open on the table for discussion as of right now, and I totally get that. You know, it is going to be quite a controversial part of having flow walking in a Star Wars film that's live action. Now, this is not like the Worlds Between Worlds. This is a literal, actual individual that's Force sensitive that is able to, on command, pretty much use this ability to go back in time and revisit the past, but not able to change history, if that makes sense. They can interact with it in order to show others as an example of what happened at this year or that year, etc. So what I like about this sequence is that this is being done through a Force Bond. Now, this is not how it was done in the EU/Legends. In Legends, you know, we had Jacen Solo just doing it on his own and whatnot, and other aspects as well. But in Episode 9 now, Kylo is able to do this from afar, where Rey is, you know, who knows where. This is either the Lost City or somewhere else, and Kylo Ren is on board of a finalizer or his new ship, maybe, perhaps. And I think it's very impressive that Kylo Ren is just trying to pretty much reach out to Rey and do something incredible as flow walking and showing her this power that she learns from Kylo Ren as well. Now, this is J.J. Abrams' obvious way of evolving the characters of Kylo Ren and Rey into something else entirely new, something more powerful than we have ever seen before in the Star Wars Skywalker saga. And I think that's a great thing. I mean, as long as it's performed well, as long as it's executed correctly and written, done, and well, I think then and only then it'll work. Because we do know that J.J. Abrams plans to do a lot of crazy things in this movie that's really going to open up a lot of possibilities for new Star Wars lore that falls under the Disney era. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No, I'm not the one. From night to moon, we hear their moans again. No.